Ready?
Hey guys, I'm Hale.
I'm Les.
Today we've got a story time for you.
Because we're always getting ourselves into trouble. Alright, so the other night, we were at a friend's before. 2 nights ago, yeah. We went to a friend's and our other friend texted us and he was like, hey, come over. And we were like, what else do we have to do at 3 a.m.? So we decided, yeah, it was a little, we live like right by Hollywood Boulevard, so they were at a hotel, they got a hotel that night. They're like, yeah, just come over, we're having people over, and we're like, all right, yeah, we're gonna walk. I don't know, how far is that? It's like a 20-minute walk?
Yeah.
Almost
like
30-minute walk.
20.
Yeah, down Hollywood Boulevard on a Saturday night down Hollywood Boulevard. It is very sketchy in the city, but because we're us, we did it.
We made about 5 minutes out of our apartment building, and we run into a friend, and we were like, oh, hey, what's going on? And they were like, hey, like, where are you going? And we said, we're walking about 15 minutes, and they were like, yo, we'll walk with you, like, y'all are girls, like, you shouldn't be walking alone. And we're like, we do it all the time, it's fine, like, we really don't need you to walk with us, like, we'll be okay.
We literally said, no, just, we'll text you if anything, but we're fine. I think my phone is almost dead.
Yeah. And so we make it about 5 more minutes down the road, and these 2 guys walk up to us. And, like, if you know Hollywood Boulevard, that's not that weird. People walk up to you all the time. And these 2 guys walked up, and they were like, are you guys Kendall and Kylie Jenner? And, like, I don't even know. And so
we just thought they were high.
Yeah.
We didn't think they were drunk. We just thought they were on a little, I don't know.
I thought they were a little high.
A little high, but nothing, I mean, because people come up to you all the time, so it wasn't that weird.
And then they started, like, having small talk, asking us where we're from, blah, 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 and, like, asking us where we're going, and we're like, oh, we're going to a friend's, and they're like, can we come? And we were like...
Mind you, these are 2 bigger guys.
Yeah.
Like, and they're older. They're, like, 25, almost 30. One of them was almost 30. So, like, having 2 bigger guys coming up to you, like, it's kind of hard to... It's like, really just walk, you can't just walk away, you know? And Hollywood Boulevard is really usually pretty busy, but it was also 3 a.m., so where we were, it was, like, not lit, and there's no cops or anything, like, no one was passing by, no one was driving by, so we were pretty alone with these 2 older guys. But yeah, they were like, can we come? And we were like, I guess, like, and I texted my friend, I was like, just warning, these guys are with us.
Just tell them no at the door.
Just tell them no at the door, because they're like, oh, we'll leave if they say no, but they weren't going to take our no, but they were just going to take their no. So we're like, okay, like, so I texted him, he was like, okay, no problem, I'll tell them no at the door. So we're like, okay, cool. And he's like, we can give you a ride there. And we're like, it's like a 2 blocks away. Like, literally 2 blocks away. We can walk it. We're almost there. He was like, okay, let's just get something from my car real quick. Can you guys come with us? We're at the car. And there's, like, so many meters down the road, like, meter parking.
He's at a parking meter.
So we're like, if he's at a parking meter, like, a block away, sure, like, we can just wait there. And if we need to, we'll walk away. It's not a problem.
Car, yeah.
And so we get to his car, which was in a deserted parking lot, completely unlit. He had a sketchy little, like, silver car. I think it was silver.
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention. Silver car in the back of the parking lot, completely dark. There was no, like, you know, like the parking guys that sell you, like, no one. There's no people. There are, like, 2 other cars in the lot, but, like, no one. They're completely, everything was just deserted. And so we get to the car, he starts getting in, and I was just waiting. We were both waiting.
We were just standing,
and he goes, get in. And we were like, what do you mean get in? And he opens the doors. He opened the driver, like, opened his door, and he got in. And the other guy goes, get in. He was the bigger one of the 2 of them, and he was like, get in. And we were like...
No, everybody that I've told this story to is like, why did you guys get in? Like, just walk away. But, like...
You're in this big parking lot with nobody around, and, like, these 2 bigger guys are telling you to get in a car. Like, it just happened so fast, and, like...
And it just seemed like the safer option to do. Because if we said no, there's no way.
What's going to happen? We were like, what's going to happen if we say no now and run away? We were both in heels, too, so it's not like we could really run.
And they were easily caught up with us.
Easily caught up. Like, there were no questions. So we're like, what's going to happen if we say no? Like, what do they have in this car, though? If you're thinking about it, like, you're like, shoot, there are no other options here. But... yeah, so we got in. It just happened so fast. And we were like, but it's fine because we're only going 2 blocks down the road. And these guys seemed so set on going to where we were going. So we were like, okay, yeah. So he's like, okay, just tell me where we're going. And I was like, Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, we were both so sketched out, but we were like, if we're still going to, like, this place, then it's fine. So we start driving. They turn the music all the way up. Like, blasting. Like, if I was, like, right behind him, he had a seat all the way back, so, like, no leg room. I was, like, crunched up. He couldn't hear me. Like, my face was, like, in his ear. He could not hear me. Like, it was all the way up.
And he was like, just tell me where we're going. But there's no way to say where we're going when the music is that loud. And he starts speeding. And I mean, like, 90 and a 30. Like,
we were going fast.
Speed.
All of a sudden, we were 20 minutes away from where we needed to be. And so, at first, so he just started speeding. We're down the road. All of a sudden, we're on the left side. Completely on the opposite side of the road we're supposed to be driving. Like, so cars are coming at us. We're coming at them. And he just, right when the car, like, hits us, he'll go around. And then he was so drunk, we didn't realize it. So we're driving, like, 90 miles per hour, like, up this road, like, towards the Hollywood Hills. Because that's what, we started on Hollywood Boulevard, but then we started up these hills. And the curves are so sharp, like, it was, like, morning, you know, like, all the signs. And there was, like, go slow, 25 miles, 20 miles per hour. Like, that's, like, max or whatever. He was flying up those 90 miles per hour. There were so many of them. Like, it was just, there were no straight parts. It was all curves. And he was still, like, going towards these cars and, like, hitting the cars on even the right side of the road that were parked. He was, like, scraping up against them. He didn't hit them, but it was, like...
It was close.
It was
like, all on my side of the car, and they were, like, right... Because I kept trying to think if I could jump out or not, and I was realizing that I couldn't...
You couldn't even open the door. He was so close. Could not open the door.
I could not have gotten out of that car because he was so close to them. Like,
and, like, I drive fast, and, like, you drive pretty, you know, like, it's, like, I'm not scared of speeds. Like, it was just fast. And also, like, he was drunk, so it was also unsafe, but, like, that, it was just not safe. And, like, the whole entire time, we were, like, clenching onto each other. Like, the whole entire time, we were grabbing onto each other. We were freaking out. She marked me. She dug her nails into, like, my arm because she was so scared. I don't know if you can see it at all, but she marked me because we were just so freaked out. And it was just, like, my goodness. And he couldn't hear us, so we were, like, sitting there. And eventually, like, my friend called me. I couldn't hear him. And once they found out that I was on the phone, they turned the music up even more. I didn't even think the music could go up any higher, but it could. Oh, it could. And I was like, I can't hear you at all. Or, like, I don't know if you can hear me. I was like, this is where we are. I don't even know where we are. We're, like, 20 minutes away. He was like, why'd you get in the car? And we were like, not the problem right now. Like, I think they would have, like, grabbed us and put us in anyway, even if we said no and walked away. Like, there's no getting out of it. And we're going up these hills still, and he, like, I don't even know what happened. The song stopped.
He
He's
goes,
like, where's the turn? And we were like we told you it was a walk away. And, like, we were even, like, yelling out. He just didn't. We were so scared.
So then he, like, pops a U-turn, like, on one of these curves. And I think...
In the middle of the road.
I think that's when I, like, dug my nails. Because I just flew to, like, the side of the car, and I just... Like, it was so...
He didn't slow down to take this U-turn.
He didn't look. He just whipped it all around. And it was so scary. And so then we start to go back, and... Mind you, he's going through, like, every stop sign. He's just rolling through them. He'll slow down. We were like,
if we get pulled over...
Oh, God. It was so scary. And... Because I was considering jumping out of a stoplight or a stop sign. But there was none.
He didn't stop.
He wouldn't stop it.
Like, there were red lights when we reached Hollywood Boulevard again, like, 20 minutes later, which is where we were, like, that's where, like, the hotel is. Like, the hotel's, like, right off of Hollywood Boulevard at the end. And we were like, okay, we're getting towards where we want to be. At the same time, we were like, I don't want to, I don't know. We were like, well, I don't think we're going to make it there. And so we're, like, driving on the side. He's, like, scraping against the cars on the side.
Like,
we were like,
meters.
We were going to crash. Like, something bad is going to happen. And then he goes... Oh, we passed, like, an alcohol shop, which was, like, 2 blocks back, maybe. And he's like, shoot, should I stop and get alcohol? And we go, yes.
Stop.
Get alcohol. And we're like, yeah, get alcohol. So he stops in the middle of the road, 2 blocks, drives backwards, good 75 miles per hour, zooms back 2 blocks, and just parks. And I don't know how he did it. But he did it. We thought, we jumped out of the car, we started walking away, and the guys just started following us.
So I, like, faked
one of them.
And I was like, oh, our friend needs us to come get her. She's throwing up, like, sorry, which that's our ticket out of everything, honestly. Like, we always use fake phone calls to get out of situations, and it usually works. But these guys were so adamant on coming with us that they were like, oh, we'll go with you to your friend's house. And so at this point, like, I had been texting the guy that we ran into, like, earlier in the night because he was the only person I knew that was awake. And I was
no one was answering. I swear we both texted like 13 people.
And so I was like, yo, like, is there any way you can, like, run into us or, like, come get us? Like, just anything to, like, get us out of the situation. And he's like, yeah, like, we live about 15 minutes away. Like, send me your location again. Like, we'll come get you, like, whatever. And he was like, do I need to pretend to be your brother or whatever? And I was like, just anything. Pretend to be anybody.
Mom,
like,
dad,
I don't care.
sister,
like,
cousin, anything.
Just get us out of this. And so we start walking, but he does live a pretty decent, like,
15 minutes
distance away from us. And so it's taking him a while to get there. So we're walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and these guys are like, where are we going? Where are we going? Like, when do we turn? And we don't have a destination, obviously. Like, we're just trying to walk and get away from them. And he's like, we should have drove. Like, this is a really far distance. We could have just drove. And we're like, no, we're fine. We're walking. And he's like, no, like, let me get the car. We can drive. And we're like, no, we're walking. Like, you can go get the car. Like, we're going to keep walking.
We're good feet, like, a few feet in front of him, too. And they just kept running to catch up with us. And they would not stop. And they were, oh, God, it was so bad. It was so scary. I think, like, 15 minutes, we walked from, like, 15, 20 minutes. And finally, our friend came. And he was like, Leslie, come with us. And he put his arm around, like, he hugged us like he was, like related to us. And he had two
other guys with us. And they were like, come on, like, let's go.
Yeah, so it was 3-2 at that point. So, like, the other guys, like, they didn't process what was happening. And then we walked away with them. And we were like, you're going to go with them. And they were walking with our friends, and they were like, and then once we turned the corner, they like ran to the corner, and they said a few things, but we booked it down that street.
Yeah.
And like the guys we were with were a little bit more scarier, I think, than they were.
Yeah.
But maybe two of them. I don't know, maybe, but like we got away
somehow. We survived.
Usually we joke about like, oh my God, we're gonna die tonight because something like bad happens, but like that night we legitimately were like, we are going to die.
Like, if they had not stopped to get alcohol or whatever.
I don't know what happened. There's nobody awake either. And no one can, like, come and get us in a car. Like, no one has a car, really, in Hollywood either. Like, our friends, like, they don't own cars because you can just walk everywhere. And so, like, no one owns it. Like, it's not like you can do a car chase anyway. Like, that's freaking weird. Yeah. So, like, no one could have actually come to get us. And the one friend we have that's the car, he, like, the one guy we would like, literally call for anything, he just felt non-existent.
Like, no messages were delivering. Like, it was
nothing.
There was no hope. Like,
no hope. We never learned from our mistakes, so.
We can't learn.
But you should.
Somebody should learn.
Somebody should. Because that was... It's terrifying.
Subscribe to see us ruin our lives.
If you ever want to feel better about yourself, just watch us.
Listen to us. Listen to our stories. Promise. We're awful. I hope that recorded.